Hey, good evening. My name is Tim Brown, and I want to introduce you to the SAMR model. That's right, I'm in my fine studio here, bringing you live technology to teach you something. And the SAMR model was designed and developed by Dr. Pentatura to help teachers incorporate and add technology to their teaching repertoire or their teaching environment. And there is 4 areas, right? So you have the substitution area, which allows you to substitute the traditional way of doing something with a technological way of doing something. And then you have the augmentation, where you're still teaching the traditional, but you're augmenting part of that as a technological aspect. And then we move to a higher, instead of an enhancement version, we move to a higher level of transformation, which is the second part of modification and redefinition or redefine. Yeah, I have these fine looking glasses on for the Christmas season, so just add a little bit of different uniqueness to this video. Now here we're utilizing technology. Here is an example of being able to take the capability of teaching in the classroom, and we're moving it into another form, another technological form. So instead of using a blackboard, we are replacing the current lecture method with this video. So this is part of that SAMR process, or that SAMR model. Now, my concern is, are we utilizing the model to incorporate technology, or are we using the model to demand that we use technology? So as we evolve, we have to learn how to incorporate technology into the classroom so that our students learn about it. Now, it is my firm belief that you need to learn the foundational aspects. That means you need to learn how to add, subtract, multiply, divide using your brain, using your mouth, doing all of these skills that a human being has the capability of doing. Technology is nothing more than a tool. But in order to effectually and effectively utilize that tool, or utilize the technological aspect of it, we have to know a little bit about technology. So we have to be able to use technology. We have to be able to incorporate it, to assimilate it, to turn around and discover that, hey, maybe, just maybe, we might be able to take technology and redefine the way that we teach, the way that we learn, and make the world a little better place to live in utilizing technology. So that's what the SAMR model is all designed about. And of course, it ties right into Bloom's taxonomy, and we must make sure that we incorporate the International Society for Technology for Education, the ITSE standards, to make sure that the students, the educators, the leaders, the coaches, and the computer science educators are all utilizing the capability of technology in the classroom to further education, to empower learning, to empower students to become better educated people. And we do that on a day-to-day basis. And of course, Bloom's taxonomy is how we learn. And so we have different levels of Bloom's taxonomy. So how does the SAMR model move into that? as I said, you have the substitution, the augmentation, the modification, and the redefinition phases. And so when you're substituting, that's when you're starting to introduce technology into the classroom and getting the students to understand what technology is and the different aspects of it. When you're augmenting, you're starting to incorporate it. You're starting to utilize technology instead of the traditional methods. So there might be just some portion of it that you use and not all of it together. When you modify, that's when you change the entire learning atmosphere by introducing the technology into the classroom and utilizing the technology. And so you start to move to this higher order. And then eventually, maybe you redefine the entire way in which we learn. And so in this case, instead of using a blackboard to write down A, B, C, D, E, we are utilizing this video here to redefine how we teach somebody and hopefully improve the way in which they learn. So that's what the SAMR model's really all about. And I want to thank you very much. I will put this onto a wonderful Google Docs, Google Forms, Google Slides. Of course, you also have the Microsoft PowerPoint that you can utilize. There are all kinds of different tools out there. Just figure out which one's going to work best for you, one that's going to be easiest to teach for you, that your students have access to, that you yourself have access to, and you have a good knowledge base of. Because how on earth can you substitute, augment, modify, or redefine if you nor your students have the capability to utilize, understand, and promote the technology that you're trying to teach from? I hope you had a great time. I hope you learned a little bit about the SAMR model from me. Again, this is Tim Brown, student of Concordia University for my master's degree in Educational Technology Leadership. Have a great day. Have a good year. Bye.